So we're just about ready now for the game to get underway with the Snow College pregame show wrapping up. Did you start with a green, but then life got in the way? Well, there's never been a better time to finish what you started. Snow College offers flexible options that fit into your busy schedule. Visit snow.edu today. We do appreciate several of our Duchesne sponsors as well, like L&L Motor Company, Freedom Realty, Jones Paint and Glass, Uinta Basin Healthcare, Al's Food Town, Larson Haslam Dental in Roosevelt, Kings Peak Credit Union, Beach and Soda Shack, DNA McRae, Moon Lake Electric, Northeastern Counseling, and Strata Networks. Let's go to our starting lineups now. First off, for the number 7 seeded Duchesne Eagles, wearing number 2, a senior guard, Hunter Gardner. Wearing number 10 is a junior guard, Cade Gines. Number 15 is a junior forward, Parker Crum. Wearing number 20, a senior center, Jeff Young. And finally, number 34, a junior forward, Dallin Porter for the Duchesne Eagles. And again, they are coached by Billy Hoops. And now for the second seeded home team, the Millard Eagles, here's Dennis Aldrich.
Well, they'll start as they normally do. Number 3, Brant Stevens will start. And number 21, Hunter Rhodes. Number 32, Taylor Davies. Number 43 is, and I better get the name right, I keep calling him Jesse, but that's Michael Ralphs. And then number 45, Ethan Rowell. So all 5 seniors been together for all their lives playing basketball together. And this is the ultimate show.
Last year, Millard was the 2 seed. They lost to the 10th seeded Kanab Cowboys in that quarterfinal game. Ended up losing to Parowan on day 2. Obviously, this is a group that's back and they're ready to punch their ticket to that semifinal game. Duchesne lost in the play-in game last year as the 12th seed to 5th seeded South Sevier, and now they've been able to get through to the state tournament. We are ready now for the opening tip-off. It'll be Ralphs against Young. Young will control it into Gines into the backcourt. So Gines will bring it across the timeline for Duchesne. Goes high post to Young. High-low action for Porter. Reverse layup blocked and a foul called. And free throws coming for Dallin Porter.
This was the problem, especially in the last game, that was really became evident is man-to-man. And they have such an advantage, that high-low. And that's what part of the chess match I was talking about. We'll see how it plays out. But they really have some advantages high-low, especially in a man-to-man defense.
First free throw for Porter's off the back of the rim. No good. Second free throw is good. Nothing but net on that one. So Duchesne strikes first. They lead at 1-0. In the backcourt, Brant Stevens will bring it up, working against Hunter Gardner. Stevens works his way left wing. Picks up his dribble. Gets it to Rhodes on the curl. Turn around 17-footer from the left elbow. No good. Porter the rebound for Duchesne. Gines will bring it across the timeline now for the Eagles. Hands off to Gardner. This is the Duchesne Eagles. There we go. I got caught into the trap, too.
Good luck.
Skip pass left side to Crum. He'll skip it back over to Gines. Up top, Gardner. Steps into the free throw line. Nothing there. Tries to pass it out. Rhodes tips it away. Rhodes has it. Going the other way. Behind the back dribble. Left side layup is good. So smooth.
Yeah. And again, that's where they make their bread and butter. That gets everything going. That defensive steal or run out.
So 2-1. Millard with the lead. Up top is Gardner. Goes right wing to Gines. Into the corner to Crum. Crum dribbles inside. Nothing there. Bounces it back out to Gines. Gines up top. Working against the Millard defense. Tries to pass down the lane. Ball got tipped and kicked. It was kicked by Millard, it looks like. So Duchesne basketball.
They're really trying to press down. Duchesne has missed several opportunities to get the ball to that high post. It's been wide open. They're so intent on Jeff Young down low, they're missing that high post entry.
Now Crum lobs into Young. Now they go out to Gines. Gines going to drive in. Gets cut off at the free throw line. Comes out to Crum. Crum dribbles into the free throw line. Pull up 15-footer. Short off the rim. High rebound. Porter has it. Bounces in for Young. He'll put it up against the defense. No good, but free throws coming for Jeff Young.
Already that height and size inside is really paying dividends. They've got them spread out far enough that Millard has to rebound by committee. And Duchesne doing a great job of spreading that out and getting position.
Free throw from Young is good. That ties the game. 2-2. One more free throw coming. Foul was on Ethan Rao. That was his first, team's second. Second free throw, good. Young makes them both. Young's improvement from last year to this year has just been it's been a big jump. He was good last year, but he has been exceptional this year.
Yeah, he was a load last year, like you say. So
up top, Rhodes working his way left side, hands to Stevens off the curl, 17-footer, nothing but net. Lead goes back to Millard, 4-3 on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. Up top is Gines. Gets cut off. Now looks for some help. Bounces it out right side high to Gardner. Gardner on the volleyball line. Nobody picking him up. They're sagging off defensively. They're okay if he shoots the three. Now Gines dribbles in, slips with the defense as they sagged away, misses the runner too hard. Rebound by Davies, up ahead to Stevens, down the floor to Rhodes. Rhodes hesitates, drives baseline off the glass, no good, and a foul called. And Hunter Rhodes will head to the free throw line to shoot two.
That's huge against Jep Young. He'd go right in and challenge him. Jep gets the block, but Rhodes pulls the foul on him. And, you thought maybe Rhodes would stop there at that little 10-footer angle right and shoot it over the top, but he challenged him, and I think that's important to try and get fouls.
And Rhodes makes the first one. Well, and Rhodes just deked him into that foul, right? Rhodes wasn't in a scoring spot. He was too deep.
Yeah. Yep. But he went up against the body, and that's the thing you got to do is challenge the body.
Second free throw, good. So Rhodes now with 4. It's a 6-3 Millard lead on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. Gardner up top. Picks up his dribble. Goes right wing to Gines. Back to Gardner. Top of the key. He'll take the straightaway three. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rhodes the rebound for Millard. Brings it down the left side of the floor. Bounces ahead to Stevens. Back to Rhodes. Steps into a three in the corner. Knocks it down. A Dixie Power three-pointer. Hunter Rhodes with 7.
If you look at the offense for Duchesne, Millard now has packed it back in. They're going 2-3. They will bring the middle up against a high post, but they're waiting for someone's going to have to score out of the outside. They're giving that shot, and that may be the equalizer.
Yeah, they're sagging off Gardner. They're not going to let Gines or Crum shoot that as now Millard comes back to the way. 15-footer by Ralph's no good. Offensive rebound, Rhodes for 3, in and out. And rebound knocked out of bounds by Rowell. Duchesne ball. Yeah, Duchesne's really going to need Gardner to make that shot. It's not his shot, but defenses are sagging off on him like Millard is. If he can make a couple of those, that'll change what Millard does defensively.
Someone has to hit from the outside. Yeah, you're right, especially him. The others are playing a little tighter on.
Gines drives in, takes a bump, throws it up, and a foul called. Second on Rowell. Wave off the shot. It's going to be on the ground, so Ethan Rowell picks up his second.
Well, he said big fellas like Rowell got to learn to fall down. You fall down, you might get the offensive foul call there. But, they got the 4 kids they rotate in the middle, and they're going to have to against the size of Duchesne. But in this case, they put the shortest player on this team on. That's Gillens to replace Rowell.
Yep, so Gillens into the game for Millard. Gardner's going to come out for Duchesne as Coulter Giles comes in. Giles up top, able to split through the defense. Nice handoff to Porter for the left side finish.
Nice backside cut by Duchesne.
That's the first made basket for Duchesne. The other 3 points are free throws. Right corner is Rouse. Comes out to Davies. 4:20 to go in the first quarter. 9-5 Millard on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. Stevens crosses over. Look for the backdoor cut for Rhodes, and Crum had him guarded so well that he couldn't cut, and out of bounds it goes.
Well, Millard's won a game or two on that backdoor cut right there, especially against Duchesne last year up in Duchesne as the buzzer went off. And so the Duchesne's playing a little bit better.
9-5 Millard. Left wing Crum. Up top he comes to Gines. Right wing Giles. Down the lane to Jep Young. Jep turned around, shot, no good. Tipped out on the rebound. Gillens has it. Down the floor for Rhodes. Giles trying to get back, and Rhodes finishes with a layup. He has 9.
Be fun to be able to describe what Duchesne is doing, but they're punching down. They're double teaming. They're hitting a pick. Double screen is what it is, down low. And then the one defender is just knocking the defense down so Jep Young can get open.
Giles drives in as nobody picked him up and gets it to go off the glass. The C parted and Giles takes it to the rim. 11-7 Millard. Left wing Davies. Picked up by Porter. Comes out to Gillens on the volleyball line. Rhodes now with it. Works his way left side. Picks it up. Bounces out to Gillens. Nothing on the give and go. Through the elevator screen. Got it to Stevens. He'll drive baseline. Scoop with the right hand and finishes. What a play by Stevens.
Wow. I thought he was way outside to be putting the finger roll from there. But he got her to go.
So 13-7 your score. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Gines goes right wing to Giles. Back out to Gines. Down the lane to Young. Young being guarded by Davies. Kicks it to the corner to Crum. 3 on the way. Knocks it down. A Dixie Power three-pointer. Parker Crum's first points.
That will make a difference for Duchesne. That was timely. They needed that.
Left wing is Davies. Into the corner it goes to Gillens. Nothing on the back door. Comes out to Routes. Right side high to Rhodes. 13-10 Millard. Rhodes up the screen. Drives left side of the hesitation dribble. Finishes with the left hand. Rhodes with 11 of their 15.
Goes right at Crum again, too. I'm not Crum, but Jeff Young trying to put the body on him and get the basket or the foul.
2:17 to go in the first quarter. Giants up the screen by Young. Dribbles into the junction. Bounces down inside to Porter. Porter puts it up off the glass and in. Dallin Porter with 5.
And again, Duchesne is coming back what they did before. They get that penetration off the guard line. That killed Millard down at Millard the last game they played. They got that penetration. It opens everything up inside.
Davies lost the handle, regathered, got it to Stevens, now to Rouse, back to Stevens up top. Right wing Davies, pump fake, works his way in, kicks it back out to Gillens. Gillens drives into the left hand, puts up the runner and gets it to go.
And he's short, but he's not afraid to challenge the bigs either.
First bench points of the game for Millard. 1:35 to go in the first quarter on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. Right wing is Giles, tries to go high post, got tipped away by Rhodes, and Rouse picks it up. Duchesne turnover. Down the floor to Rhodes. Got cut off in the junction. Passes it out to Stevens. Up top to Rhodes. Thought about the deep three and a timeout called by Coach Rhodes. So with 1:22 to go in the first quarter, we have a Drew Bay Chevrolet timeout. Drew Bay Chevrolet, a great vehicle at a great price. That's Drew Bay Chevrolet in Delta on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
Hi, I'm Dustin Shakespeare, the Central Region Pathways Coordinator. Do you know what pathways are offered at your high school that connect with Snow College? Students enrolled in career technical education courses can develop valuable real-world technical skills and a strong academic foundation. Over 630 students completed CTE pathways last year in the Central Utah region. Our 35 pathways empower students to explore career options, pursue what they are passionate about, and earn valuable industry certifications. To learn more about these career pathways, talk to your CTE teachers and school counselors today.
Level with you alongside Dennis Aldridge. Millard got a good look inside for Michael Rouse, unable to finish, and now Duchesne has it the other way as we come out of that Drew Bay Chevrolet timeout. 50 seconds to go in the quarter. 5-point Millard lead, 17-12. Nobody picks up Giants. He'll step into a college three. No good. Rebound off the glass. Stevens saves it into Rouse. Colton Hatch, by the way, checked into the game as well for Millard during that timeout. Left side high Rhodes. Up top to Hatch. He'll go right wing to Rouse. 7 seconds difference between shot clock and game clock. Gillens up top. On the volleyball line. Gillens works his way right wing, guarded by Giles. Up top to Rhodes off the screen. Left wing now to Stevens. Stevens backing down Gines. Backs him down the lane. Pump fake, puts it up. Blocked by Jeff Young and a foul called. And that'll be the second on Young as Stevens goes to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Oh, you feel bad for Young on that one. That was a cheap foul. Stevens was so out of position on that to try and put that ball up. He didn't need to take a whack at that thing.
Yeah, just stay straight up.
Oh, wow.
So Stevens at the free throw line to try to push the lead up to 7. First one, good. So they'll take Young out as they bring Davis in. It's Preston Davis. Second free throw for Stevens. Good, nothing but net. This is their largest lead now at 7. 19-12. Pass down the floor for Crum. Has it poked away by Gillens. Crum able to regather it. Splits the double team. Dribbles in. Hesitates. Steps through. Nothing there. Goes left corner to Giles for 3. And air ball. And that'll be how the first quarter comes to an end on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. It is Millard at 19. Duchesne 12 in the 2A quarterfinals on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Discover squeaky cheese, hand-dipped ice cream, and family-friendly bathrooms all at the Creamery, Beaver's Cheese Store. With an expanded storefront, you can explore our farm-to-table story, sample our signature cheeses, enjoy breakfast or lunch at the Creamery kitchen, or shop some of Utah's favorite products from specialty cheeses to local honey and jam. Stop on in and discover what the excitement is all about. Visit the Creamery in Beaver at 165 South, 500 West. Now open Sundays noon to 6 and extended hours Thursdays and Fridays until 8 p.m.
At Al's Food Town in Duchesne, we believe in shopping smart and shopping local. With a wide selection and competitive pricing, we can give you a reason to stop in and shop. From home essentials and gifts to local meat and baked goods, we have you covered with everything you'll ever need. Al's Food Town, proudly serving the people of Duchesne and surrounding areas since 1998.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Now welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Dennis Aldridge. We appreciate L&L Motor in Roosevelt and Vernal. They have 7 new franchise brands to choose from: Ford, Ram, GMC, Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, and Buick. L&L Motor, people you know, people you trust.
Coach Labram used to be at Parowan High School. That's his family up there, and he went up there to work with that as well as teach school and coach at Union High School.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer at Parowan. Millard basketball. Pass comes out to Gillens. He'll rise for the deep men's three and knocks it down. A Dixie Power three-pointer. Kenyon Gillens with 5, and it's a 10-point Millard lead.
I call him Mr. Immediate Offense, instant offense, because he always comes off the bench and does something big.
Of course, Matt Labor, you mentioned him. He did some broadcasts for us this year as we had twice Delta versus Union up in Roosevelt.
Good guy. Did a lot of good things at Parowan. There's no question he would be in their Hall of Fame.
Parker Crum out the elevator screen. Can't get the three off. Working on Michael Rouse. Drives left side. Got by him. Scoop with the right hand and score. Crum now with 5.
You know, this changes the dynamic having Jep Young on the bench, and they'll see how they weather this thing, but it really changes both offensively and defensively what Duchesne can and will do.
Give you a quick Signature Real Estate score update. End of the first quarter in 3A. Richfield leads Juab 17-9 in the 3A quarterfinal game. Hunter Rhodes on the right junction. Nothing on the back door. Everybody sagged off on the fake pass. Misses the 15-footer in and out. Porter the rebound for Duchesne.
Yeah, they left him standing there. He was too open when he shot that one.
Left wing to Crum. Going to drive in against Stevens. Steps back on the free throw line. Hands to Porter. Porter now working on Rouse. Spins against him. Pump fake. Puts it up off the glass. Too hard. And the rebound to Hatch.
A little too hard there.
Miller the other way with Gillens. Guarded tight by Davis. Goes right side high to Hatch. Into the corner to Rouse. Up top now to Stevens as they reset the offense. Left junction Rouse. Looking back door. Not there. Goes right wing to Hatch. Up top to Gillens, left side high to Rhodes. Fakes right, going to dribble into the left. Pull up 15-footer, short off the rim. Rebound, bounces around, and a foul called will go against Millard.
Yeah, good battle there by Hatch, but I think he just pushes on the backside. And they're going to run the gamut here. They're putting Jep Young back in the game. Probably told him, keep your hands out of the cookie jar here.
Yeah, so Young back in. That's a big one. Davies back in for Millard. Comes in for Hatch. Under 6 to go in the first half. 22-14. Millard leads on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. Pass down the lane to Young. Ball got tipped away. Picked up by Stevens. Down the floor to Rhodes. Rhodes dribbles in. Hangs in the air as he got Gines to fly by and lays it up and in.
Good body control on those because they're flying at him. Normal guy would get those blocked.
Giles up top. Goes right wing to Gines. Off the screen. Both away from behind by Rhodes. Picked up by Davies. Down the floor to Rhodes. And the right side layup is good. Rhodes with 15. And a timeout called by Coach Hoops. A full timeout. We'll take it. 5:26 to go in the first half on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. Millard 26, Duchesne 14 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. And TeamHive.live powered by Centricom and V6 Media.
Having a strong support team that you can trust can make or break an individual outcome. Just like on a sports team, our healthcare team at the Delta and Fillmore Community Hospitals are dedicated to provide quality care close to home on an individual basis. From our physicians to our nursing staff, along with our technicians and many other healthcare professionals, our team is ready to provide the best quality care for our friends, neighbors, and local athletes in Millard County. Intermountain Delta Community, and Fillmore Community Hospitals, providing a strong, dedicated team for you.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College, coming out of the Drew Bay Chevrolet timeout. We also appreciate Jones Paint and Glass, bathroom glass, shower doors and mirrors in all styles and sizes at affordable prices. Follow Jones Paint and Glass on Facebook, on Instagram for design, inspiration, tips, and more. That's Jones Paint and Glass. What are you seeing so far here in the second quarter, Dennis, as Millard's opened up the 12-point lead?
Well, it's a 12-point lead, but I believe back again, you remember back a ways, Millard was up 17 in the second quarter the last time they played.
Yeah.
At halftime, it was 13. End of the fourth quarter, it was 44-44. The third quarter. So a big lead, not maybe surprising, but don't get cheering yet if you're Millard.
Davis on the high post, out to Giles, straight away, three, off the rim, no good. Ralph's the rebound for Millard. Stevens brings it across the timeline. Hands it off to Rhodes.
Another point, too, is only 3 players have scored for Millard. So they've got to get some production out of the other boys.
Rhodes off the screen. Backdoor cut for Davies. Throw it behind him. Knocked away by Davis and picked up by Young. A Millard turnover. Now Gines the other way. He'll go right wing to Crum. Guarded by Ralphs and Rhodes. On him tight, he'll lob out to Davis. Davis dribbles into the key, kicks it out to Giles, back up top to Crum. Crum going to dribble inside, pull up 12-footer down the lane, off the back of the rim, no good. Stevens the rebound for Millard. Down the floor to Rhodes. Hands off to Davies. Davies crosses over, comes back to Gillens. Gillens out to Ralphs, to the wing he goes to Stevens. Stevens working baseline, gets cut off, passes inside to Rouse. Ball got tipped, it's on the ground. Both teams diving for it, and they're going to go ahead and call the jump ball, which will give it to Duchesne. So a Millard turnover.
That's the part I was talking about with Duchesne, too. They're just as quick as Millard. Hands in the passing lane, knocking balls loose, scrambling on the floor. They do all those hustle things, all those little things that don't get in the stat line, but they do them really well. And they match up so well against Millard in those categories.
Gardner and Porter both back in for Duchesne as Giles and Davis come out. Pass inside to Jeff Young. He got the seal from Porter. Countered and he's fouled. Jeff Young the bucket and the chance of the three-point play.
Good job by the coach here, Hoops. He's changed the way they're trying to get the ball to Jeff Young. They've been cutting him off low, so now they post him high and run him down past that pick and get him the ball.
Here's the and one for Young. Good. So Jeff Young now with 5 for Duchesne. He's going to come out of the game. Preston Davis back in. We'll see if they kind of try to use him in and out here.
Be careful with him. Give him these spots. Keep this thing close. Keep that third foul until the third quarter.
Right corner is Ralphs for Millard. Nothing backdoor. Comes out to Gillen. Skip cast into the corner to Stevens. Quick three. High arch up the back of the rim. No good. Davis the rebound for Duchesne. 26-17. Millard by 9 on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. Gardner looks to coach Hoops for the play call. Nobody picks him up. Drives all the way in. Scoop with the right hand. Off the glass. No good. Ralphs the rebound for Millard.
That's the penetration I was talking about. Just in that case, Young wasn't there to get the pick.
Nobody guarding Gillen's wide open corner three. In and out. Foul on the rebound against Millard. If it's on Davies, that's his third. And it looks like it is.
And Jeff Young's coming back in on the offensive side. So, we talk about his spots.
Yeah.
You get a chance to put him back in on offense.
Into the game now for Millard, Ryan Glover. Shumway. Ryan Shumway. So Davies picks up his third. If you're Coach Rhodes, what do you do there?
Well, I thought he'd substituted in for him, but he didn't. He left him on the floor and substituted Shumway in for somebody else, for Ralphs.
Yeah. Right wing Porter bounces into the short corner to Davis. Davis will back out to the wing. Bounces high post for Young. High low to Porter, off the glass and in.
And Davies just missed his fourth right there, too.
That was real close.
Wow.
In the corner comes Gillens. Hands off high to Glover. Right wing to Davies. Comes out to Rhodes. 7-point game, 26-19 Millard. Right wing Shumway. Goes for Gillens, who is cutting in. Into the backcourt it goes. Gillens will race him there to get the over and back violation.
And this is classic Duchesne now. What they've done is they've slowed this game down. Millard can't get a run out, and they've slowed it down now. They control the paint, and they're trying to take away Stevens and Rhodes. And when you can do that, when you can slow those two down, stop the runouts, this is where Duchesne gets back in the ball game every time.
Crum kicks to the corner to Davis. Bounces back out to Crum. Crum dribbles inside, hangs in the air, scoop with the right hand, missed it short. Shumway got in his way. Shumway the rebound, down to Gillens. Gillens will slow it down. To Stevens. Stevens going to drive right, kicks to the corner to Shumway. He'll rise for three. In and out. Young the rebound.
He can make that shot. He just lacks a little confidence to shoot it every time.
26-19 Millard. High post is Young. Nothing high-low. He'll tip to the left junction for the 15-footer. Missed it short. Shumway the rebound.
Rhodes may have got just a piece of that or the hand that came up short.
1:52 to go in the first half. 26-19 Millard. Left wing Rouse. Picks it up, hands off to Rhodes. Rhodes off the screen, behind the back dribble. Nearly lost it, but able to gather it on the block. Comes out to Gillens up top. Right side high Shumway. To the wing to Rouse. Rouse going to dribble right to left inside the lane. Hand off to Stevens. Stevens picked up by Porter. Nothing on the roll. Gets it out to Gillens. Into the corner to Shumway. Out to Rhodes. He'll rise for the deep three. Too hard. Long rebound. Gillens has it for Millard. Into the corner. Rhodes again for three. That one's good. A Dixie Power three-pointer. Hunter Rhodes now with 18 here in the first half.
He's the only one that scored here in the second quarter.
Right wing, Davis with it. He's going to drive baseline. Got cut off. Bounces it out to Gines. Gines goes high post to Young. Right wing to Davis. He'll take the three, and he knocks down the Dixie Power three-pointer. Preston Davis with a big basket. (29-22), 7-point Millard lead. Right wing Shumway. 45 seconds to go in the half. Up top Rouse. Goes left wing to Stevens, guarded by Gines. Stevens comes out to Shumway. So Rouse in the corner.
There's a point in time when they may want to take a chance and challenge, the big kid inside. Go down in there and challenge him.
Ball poked away from Rhodes, out of bounds by Crum. It'll be Millard basketball with 7 seconds on the shot clock.
I think that's where he was headed right there. He made the reverse to go down inside. See if they can't challenge Jip. They're going to get him out of there.
Yep.
That's some good thinking.
Coach Hoops has been smart with his... Anytime there's a stoppage on defense, they pull him out.
That's good thinking because I think they were going to challenge him.
Pass comes in, out to Stevens. Quickly to Rhodes. He'll take the quick three. Short off the rim. Rebound by Porter. Saves it into Giles. 20 seconds to go in the half. Pass up ahead for Crum. Crum on the left side. Dribbles inside the lane. Gets cut off. Kicks it out to Gines. Gines comes in. He'll back out. Now gets back inside the lane. Nothing there. Left wing to Crum. Pump fake on the shot. Dribbles in as Rhodes went by him. Pull up 10-footer down the lane. Off the back of the rim. A good Porter the rebound. He'll go back up. Off the back of the rim and in. And that's going to be how the first half comes to an end. As Dallin Porter with a final bucket. He has 9 to lead Duchesne. And at the end of 2 on the Kern River Gas scoreboard in the 2A quarterfinals. Millard 29, Duchesne 24. We've got the Jones and DeMille Engineering halftime show coming up next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
DNA McRae is hiring crude oil truck drivers for our Uinta Basin routes. Be home daily, drive new and well-maintained equipment, and earn quarterly bonuses with great benefits. DNA McRae offers outstanding...
You know what's better than a hardware store? A hardware store with a lumber mill. And even better, a hardware store lumber mill that carries top-rated Benjamin Moore and Clark Kensington paint. Plus, their color-matching technology allows them to match any color. And you know what's better than an Ace hardware store? A locally owned Ace hardware store. Fish Lake Lumber in Beaver.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know. People who care.
DNA McRae is hiring crude oil truck drivers for our Uinta Basin routes. Be home daily, drive new and well-maintained equipment, and earn quarterly bonuses with great benefits. DNA McRae offers outstanding career choices with flexible schedules, benefits, performance bonuses, and an average starting pay of $100,000 per year. We're a safety-focused, family-friendly work environment looking for those that fit our values. Call 435-893-4442 or visit McRaeTrans.com to complete it.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's two 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
Jones Paint and Glass has been serving the Utah community since 1938.
We love the communities we serve, not only in Utah, but through our network of dealers outside of Utah as well. It is our passion to be able to turn people's visions for their homes into a reality.
Whether you're updating your home or bringing the visions of your new home to life, Jones Paint and Glass is here for all your paint and glass needs.
When you hear the crash, you better think Jones Paint and Glass.
Zions Bank proudly supports our local communities and schools. We've been providing families and businesses with banking tools and stellar service for nearly 150 years. For helping you achieve your financial goals, Zions Bank is for you.
The living room. It's a great place to watch TV. Just like your backyard, break time at the office, or while on the go. Now you can watch TV everywhere. Call or visit Centricom.com to learn more.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Dennis Aldridge on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live powered by Centricom. This is the Jones and DeMille Engineering Halftime Show. They applaud the teams for hard work, dedication, and commitment. The race for excellence has no finish line with Jones and DeMille Engineering. And at the half on the Kern Gas scoreboard, it's number 2 Millard 29, number 7 Duchesne 24. Dennis, your takeaway from this first half?
Well, again, a contrast in styles and a good job coaching both sides. Especially Coach Hoops trying to find ways as Millard began to pull out again going back to the drawing board and getting it back into his style of ball game. Millard wants to up-tempo it. They want the runouts. They want the steals. And they want to get the action in the half court, quick action. Duchesne wants to slow that all down. They'll run when they got a chance, but they want to slow that down and get the ball into a control situation so Millard can't run. And I think it was starting to go Millard's way, and I think Coach Hoops brought it back and went from a 12-point lead back down to just a 5-6-point lead now. So good job of coaching on Hoops, and it's typical of the last 4 games they've played. Same stuff.
Appreciate all of our sponsors who make these broadcasts possible. Let's give DNA McRae a shout-out. Drivers do want to earn $100,000 per year. DNA McRae is hiring. Excellent pay, benefits, consistent workloads, and new equipment apply at McRaeTrans.com. And let's give you a quick Signature Real Estate score update. Looking to buy or sell your home, land, or water? Count on Signature Real Estate for your real estate solutions. Check them out online at SignatureRealEstate.com, the most recognized name in Millard County real estate. At the half in Cedar, it is Richfield leading Juab 26-20. That's the 2-7 matchup there as well. Richfield the 2 seed, Juab the 7. A good first half there in Cedar City. And let's go over our halftime stats now for these two teams. First off for the Millard Eagles as they have the lead here. Hunter Rhodes has 18 points, and a lot of those coming on those runouts.
Yeah, it really was. And, and again, once you get that going, then it opens up the half-court game too. But Duchesne slowed that down in the second quarter.
6 points for Brant Stevens, 5 for Kenyon Gillens. As a team, they're shooting 50% from the floor, 33% from 3, and 4 for 4 from the free throw line in this first half.
They've got to get some points from the other boys. Right now, they're making the entry, and they're afraid of Jep Young. And they stop, they flip the ball back out. They've got to challenge him. Maybe he blocks it, but they got to try and get that third and fourth foul on him. And right now, the others are not even looking. So that allows Duchesne to push farther out on the other two scorers. They've got to get some help.
On the Duchesne side, Dallin Porter's had an excellent first half, 9 points and 6 rebounds for Porter. Jep Young has 5 points for Duchesne. Parker Crum has 5 points, 3 off the bench for Preston Davis and 2 for Coulter Giles off the bench for Duchesne. They're shooting just 39% from the floor, 28% from 3, and 80% from the free throw line here in this first half.
Yeah, but again, that's their style. If they can slow that down and keep that in there, that shooting percentage will come up. Part of that shooting woes was the fact that they were taking the inside. Millard was taking the inside away, forcing the outside kids to shoot, and they weren't comfortable with it.
And then rebound battles being won by Millard right now, 13-11, 2-2 on offensive rebounds here in this first half. And then turnover-wise, neither team's turned it over a lot, just 4 turnovers each here in half number 1 for Duchesne and Millard. Anything else you glean from those stats, Dennis?
It's going to be a close game. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see this come down to the last second again, one way or the other. 2 equally matched teams, you know.
By the way, throughout today's game, we are looking for our Fillmore City player of the game. Utah's first state capital wishes all the teams good luck. Thanks to the community, coaches, and staff for making Fillmore such a great place to live. That's historic Fillmore City. And our State Bank of Southern Utah sub of the game, local decisions, better results. State Bank of Southern Utah, member FDIC. And we appreciate Al's Foodtown, Duchesne's hometown pharmacy and grocery store, bringing top quality and fair prices to Duchesne and the surrounding communities. See their weekly ad at alsfoodtown.com. This has been the Jones and DeMille Engineering Halftime Show. Champions are propelled by dedication, teamwork, commitment, vision, and a desire to be their best. Jones and DeMille Engineering, your local award-winning engineering firm. Once again at the half in this one on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. It is at number 2 Millard, 29, number 7 Duchesne, 24. We'll take the break and come back with the second half next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
So I feel very blessed that I have a career that I can come to work every day and help people, help them have a beautiful smile again that they feel confident about. That's probably my favorite part of the job. So I did my undergrad schooling here at the Utah State University Extension in Vernal, and I did my dentistry schooling at the University of Louisville. So one of my passions with dentistry is the connection between systemic health and oral health. A healthy mouth is a healthy body, and a healthy body is a healthy mouth. And I really like teaching patients about that aspect.
We go beyond filling prescriptions. Service Drug is a great place for shopping, too. Your family-owned and operated pharmacy that's served our community since 1939. Service Drug is stocked full of gifts, home decor, seasonal items, greeting cards, even a wedding registry. And at the heart of what we do, assistance with your prescriptions, medical supplies, and equipment. Home delivery, vaccinations, and curbside pickup is available in Delta and Fillmore, and on Facebook and Instagram, where you get service first at Service Drug.
When you think of a company that's vested in its community, that takes pride in the success of local events, and that cheers on the youth and athletes of local schools, we hope you think of Moon Lake Electric. As a member-owned cooperative, we've been committed to our members since 1938 and hold true to the same mission of offering safe, reliable, and affordable electricity to our neighbors, friends, and family. Being honest community and employee-minded individuals is just how we do business. Moon Lake Electric, keeping the power on.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Dennis Aldridge. Hey, there's a reason everybody loves to go to Beechin. Once you go mixed, you can't go back. Mix it your way at Beechin. Locations in Vernal, Roosevelt, and Manti. That's Beechin. All right, that's great for the second half. Any keys to the second half here, Dennis?
Well, the key in all these games is the team that can get the momentum into their kind of game, get the control. They'll win the ball game.
It'll be Millard basketball to start this second half, up by 5, 29-24. They led by as many as 12 in the second quarter. Driving right side is Taylor Davies as he floats to his right, puts up the runner, no good off the glass. Young the rebound for Duchesne.
Good body defense there by Duchesne, kind of pushed him off the block a little bit. He had to reach farther than normal.
Davis starts the second half for Duchesne instead of Gardner. He'll have it right wing for 3. In and out, high rebound. Young has it. He'll go back up and he's fouled. Free throws coming for Jep Young. That'll be the third on Rowell if that's who it's on.
I believe it will. And Jep Young was surrounded by 3 players, and he still goes up in the middle of them and brings that ball down. He's just a force down in there.
So he steps up to the free throw line. First free throw from Young. Off the front of the rim and in. 6 now for Young. 4 of them coming from the free throw line as Ethan Rowell checks out and Colton Hatch comes in. Second free throw from Young. That one is good. So 7 now for Jeff Young. 29-26 Millard on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. Up top is Rhodes. He'll come right wing to Hatch into the corner to Ralphs. Defense sagging. He'll come out to Davies. Up top Rhodes. Guarded tight by Crum. Right wing he comes to Hatch into the corner to Ralphs. Ralphs dribbles into the left hand. Kicks it back to Rhodes in the corner. Rhodes going to drive in. Got cut off. Tries to pass inside. Knocked away by Davis. Both teams dive for it. And Ralphs able to corral it. Throws it into the side and out of bounds it goes. Duchesne ball on the Millard turnover.
Duchesne playing very, very smart right now. Very smart.
They can pull within 1 or even tie here, can Duchesne. Millard leading 29-26 on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. Wish the Millard Eagles good luck this season. That's Kern River Gas. Gines off the screen, picks up his dribble. Gets it over to Crum. Picked up by Stevens, back to Gines. Guarded by Rhodes. Up top to Crum. Rhodes now picks him up. Crum's able to split through. Kicks it out to Gines. Three-pointer from the right wing. Round the rim, no good. Rebound tipped up. Young has it. Back up under foul called again. Free throws again for Jeff Young.
Davies will pick up his 4th.
No, it's going to give it to Hatch, it looks like.
Look, Hatch. Well, okay.
That's his 2nd.
But you got we figured the 4 kids inside, actually 5. You got lots of fouls there, but now you got 3 on one, 3 on the other, and 2 on the third one. So they're already digging deep into that depth that Miller thinks they've got down in there.
Kenyon Gillens into the game for Taylor Davies.
Now Miller doesn't lose a lot here when Gillens comes in because they'll slide Stevens on that low side, on the back side, on that zone. And he's excellent rebounder, good jumper.
Just great length.
Yeah.
Young made the first and the second. Young now with 9, 4 of them from the free throw line here in this half. In fact, 7 of his 9 from the free throw line. But you said fouls to give.
Yeah.
29-28, Millard. Their lead has shrunk to 1. Left wing Stevens, guarded by Crum. Nothing backdoor, going to dribble in left to right, kicks it right wing to Hatch. Hatch comes up top to Gillens. Gillens going to drive left, puts it up, and missed it short as Young flew by. And on the rebound, Porter has it. He'll be fouled by Hatch, and that'll be his 3rd.
So you burned up all your fouls down inside, but you see what's happening out there. Duchesne doing an excellent job. They are in the face of the 3 shooters. They're backing off everybody else.
Yeah.
And they're daring them to do anything, and that gives them double teams in certain areas on the shooters.
The way Young defended Gillen's drive there, he didn't ever get close to him, just flew by and had his arms in the air just enough to distract him.
Well, when you're 6'5" against 5-0, I mean, you don't have to be real close to get a piece of that ball. But, yeah, they're being very smart. Duchesne's being the smarter team right now.
High post is Porter. Gillens is able to tie him up from behind. The jump ball will keep it with Duchesne. Ethan Rowell back in for Colton Hatch.
The way this is going inside, they may need 2 or 3 more bodies, and that's inside. They're using them all up.
Gines to inbound. Gets it out to Davis. Davis one dribble, picks it up, looking inside, not there. Up top to Gines, pump fake, dribbles into the right hand, bounces in for Porter. Ball got tipped away by Stevens, and Millard has it. Stevens up ahead to Gillens on the right wing. Hands back to Stevens, hesitates, looking to drive baseline, not there. Comes back out to Gillens. Gillens dribbles into the lane. Lobs out for Rhodes. Rhodes will rise over Gines for 3. Short off the rim. Rowell the offensive rebound to Gillens for 3. Off the rim, no good. Rowell another offensive board. Tries to pass it out. It goes off the head of Gines, right back to him. To Rouse for the 17-footer, and he rattles it in.
That's what we talked about. They've got to get something out of those other players. That's the first attempt by Ralphs in the whole ball game.
Yes, it is. A timeout call. It's a Drew Bay Chevrolet timeout. It's a 30-second timeout, so we're going to keep it right here. Drew Bay Chevrolet. You'll make sure you get a great deal, a great vehicle, and a great experience at a price you're happy with. That's Drew Bay Chevrolet in Delta. If you're Coach Rhodes, you get the basket there finally after 2 offensive rebounds. What are you telling your team now?
Well, again, they're casting off threes, and they're not challenging inside anymore. Yeah, you got to do something to try and get that 3rd foul on Jeff Young to get it equal down inside, but maybe a little bit more control on that half-court offense. But I think they've got to attack the basket more. They are content to play that exterior game, and Duchesne's defenders are too tough against the 3 shooters for Millard right now. They've got to contend. They've got to attack the basket somehow.
At Strata Networks, they love participating in community events, creating connections, and providing fast and reliable services within the Uinta Basin and beyond. Strata Networks, they connect lives. Right wing is Davis. He'll come off the screen, drives all the way in, puts it up off the front of the rim. No good. Michael Ralph's the rebound for Millard.
Well done there. They boxed off the bigs.
Gillens has it. He'll go left corner to Ralphs. Ralphs dribbles out of the wing. Baseball pass over to Gillens on the right side. Gillens off the screen by Ralph. Hands off to Rhodes on the volleyball line, guarded by Gines. Comes off the screen by Ralph, hedged by Porter. Kick to the wing, it to Gillens, dribbles in, got cut off, comes to the high post to Ralph. Ralph underneath pass to Ralphs. Into the corner to Gillens. Gillens going to drive baseline. Puts up the runner. Off the rim, no good. It stopped on the rim, it looked like.
It did. It sat there for a second.
31-28, Millard the three-point lead. 4:22 to go in the third quarter, and a Duchesne turnover. Gines going to Davis off his hand out of bounds. Hunter Gardner into the game for Preston Davis for Duchesne. Coming up next here at Salt Lake Community College, the 1-8 matchup, which is not your typical 1-8 matchup. Enterprise Parowan.
Yeah, a couple of Goliaths.
Left side high is Gillens, guarded by Gardner. Up top to Ralph. He'll step into a 16-footer. In and out. Rhodes with the putback on the left side.
They're trying to post Rhodes up right now. They're trying to post him up against a shorter player. But again, with Jep Young sagging off, there's not much advantage there, although he did get the putback right there.
Crum dribbles in the lane, kicks it out to Giants. Pump fake. And a foul called will go against Millard as Gardner was setting the screen. It's going to go against Kenyon Gillens running through the screen. So it'll be his first.
That was a good acting job. I'm not sure Kenyon Gillens can push that hard.
Fourth team foul on Millard.
But again, playing very smart. Duchesne's playing very smart.
Nothing for Crum to get it to Porter. He'll lob out to Gardner instead. Guarded by Rhodes. Now Rhodes backs off.
Millard taking a chance. They're going to man-to-man here. That's a big load with Porter and Young.
And they get it inside the Young quickly. Gines working against Ralphs, and Young gets it to go over Michael Ralphs.
He's so far underneath the basket on that. I didn't think he could lean back that far, but what a shot by Young.
He's got 11. 33-30 Millard. Up top Rhodes. Gines comes out on him tight. Rhodes going to drive left side. Has nowhere to go. That just throws it backward, and Gillens runs it down. He has the ball knocked away off of his leg, out of bounds, a Millard turnover.
Yeah. I think Duchesne is the more relaxed team right now. They've got some good things going on. They're playing confident, relaxed, and controlled. Doing a good job, Duchesne.
Still a 3-point Millard lead. 3:05 to go in the quarter on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. Left wing Crum. Looking for Young. Can't get it to him. High post to Porter. Now lobs in high-low. Short throw. Tipped out. Gardner has it. He splits through and gets the right side layup. His first points. It's a 1-point game. Pass down the floor to Ralphs. To Stevens. Guarded tight by Crum. Comes out to Gillens as they reset. They work to Rhodes on the left wing. Into the corner to Ralphs. Back out to Rhodes. Dribbles into the corner. Now goes baseline. Reverse layup. No good. And a late foul call. That'll be the third on Jep Young.
You got to challenge him to get it. And the crowd's not happy, but really, Rhodes lays that hand back and comes right up against the hand of Jep Young, or the arm.
And Young's arm came down.
Yeah.
If he stays straight up, that contact's not there.
And again, that's two for Jep Young really that are kind of chippy fouls, because in both cases he fouled players that are in terrible scoring position and probably couldn't make it, and he gets the foul call.
Yep. Since 1938, Moon Lake Electric Association has been serving northeastern Utah and western Colorado with a reliable state-of-the-art electrical system. That's Moon Lake Electric. Rhodes made the first and the second. He has 22 and is back to a 3-point Millard lead, 35-32. And 3 fouls on Jep Young, the big key there. Those are the only 3 fouls on Duchesne the whole game, by the way.
Wow.
No one else has a foul. Up top is Crum. He's going to dribble right junction. Goes to Porter. Porter goes baseline. Got inside. Rao off the glass and in.
And you had, there again, another case of it. You had Ralphs with position to come up and take that, but he's got Jep Young behind, so he decides to stay back on Young, gives a wide open layup.
Ralphs up top. Goes right wing to Gillens. Out to Stevens, guarded by Crum. Right wing to Ralphs. He'll step inside the 3-point line. Hands back to Stevens. Lost the basketball out of bounds. Duchesne ball.
I don't believe Stevens has taken a shot in the third quarter. Good defense by Duchesne on him, taking him completely out.
And he didn't score in the second quarter either.
Yeah. He's content to let the game come to him, and right now it's just not breaking his way.
Duchesne has a chance to take their first lead since they led 3-2. Left side high is Gines. Behind the back dribble. Comes up top to Crum. Right side high to Gardner. Gardner working in against Rhodes. Comes out to Porter. Porter on the right wing. Going to drive around Hatch. Baseline. Puts it up against him. Off the glass and in. Duchesne's back in front. 13 for Dallin Porter.
That's what we were talking about right there. They're playing the better game, and Jeff Young is the key. They're so worried about him, it's giving other players wide open layups.
Left side high is Rhodes. Shook the defense, now goes out to Hatch, right wing Gillens. On the curl, got it to Rhodes. He'll drive in right side, blocked by Young. Rhodes got it back, but threw it in, and it's taken away by Crum. That was a weird sequence, the way everything played out right there.
Yeah.
Gines goes right wing to Gardner. Gardner working on Rhodes. Picks up his dribble, comes out to Crum. 48 seconds to go in the quarter. Crum dribbles in, pull up, 10-footer, knocks it down. Parker Crum with 7, and it's Duchesne's largest lead of the game now at 3 with 43 seconds to go in the third quarter on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. We've got a Drew Bay Chevrolet timeout called. It's a 30-second timeout. So again, we're going to keep it right here. Now if you're Coach Rhodes, what are you telling your team as you've fallen behind by 3 points?
Well, you know, when in Duchesne's case, when you've lost the games, every time you lose, you improve something, okay? They've studied the film and studied the film. They know exactly what they have to do, and they're doing it to a T. And Millard is just a little bit of a panic, which I haven't seen from them. They are out of their sync. They can't run. Duchesne won't let them run. They can't out-rebound them because Jeff Young and Porter and Crum are controlling the boards. And so right now, like I said, they're getting them into a half-court game, a slow-down game. They're sagging off of everybody except Rhodes and Stevens. That gives them 5-on-2 technically, because the others aren't challenging inside. So, Coach Rhodes, you got to get back into the up-tempo, somehow get this thing going. Even in the half-court offense, you got to get the up-tempo going.
Millard basketball, 40 seconds to go in the third quarter as we come out of the Drew Bay Chevrolet timeout. Left wing Davies crosses over, looking baseline, not there, goes high post to Rouse. Right wing to Stevens. He's going to drive baseline, spins against Crum, lost the basketball, and it's on the ground still. Both teams dive for it, still on the ground. Stevens comes up with it and gets it out to Gillens. Gillens crosses over, he'll drive left side, kicks to Rouse, 15-footer on the baseline, short. Gardner the rebound for Duchesne. That was a dangerous challenge by Jeff Young, too.
Well, again, you got the size advantage. You can get away with that.
Gardner picks up his dribble, goes left corner to Young. He'll take the 3 with 1 second on the clock, no good, and that'll be how the third quarter comes to an end through 3 quarters of play in this 2A quarterfinal on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. It's Duchesne 38, Millard 35 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Love cheese? We do too. If you are ready to take on the responsibility and opportunity that comes with being an employee owner, Great Lakes Cheese in Fillmore is ready for you. Grow with the largest natural cheese packager in the nation. Full-time positions available for every shift. Apply online at GreatLakesCheese.com. Again, that's GreatLakesCheese.com. Great Lakes Cheese, located on the south end of Fillmore, supporting Millard and surrounding counties in central Utah.
Kings Peak is the tallest mountain in Utah, standing at 13,528 feet. It's located right here in Duchesne County. We at Kings Peak Credit Union want to help you reach your highest financial point.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Short on a a three-pointer from the left side, and the rebound out of bounds off of Michael Ralph. So it'll be Duchesne basketball with a 3-point lead and 7:40 to go in the game. Cade Gines will bring it across the timeline for Duchesne.
Miller's going to go back to their zone defense now. Try to take the bigs out of it.
Jep Young dribbles it off his foot, dives for it, has it, jump ball, and that'll keep it with Duchesne as Gillens was able to tie him up.
Break for Millard because Jep Young was dropped back in the defense down before he dribbled it off his own foot, and Gillens jumped on top of that.
So Gines will inbound. Lobs out for Giles. Comes up top to Gines. Off the screen by Young. He goes high post to Young. Knocked away by Gillens. Picked up by Davies. Down the floor to Rhodes. Rhodes right side. Lays it up and in. 1-point game.
I believe that's the first run out since what, the first quarter?
Yeah, maybe. Pretty close. Left wing it goes to Crum. Crum fakes left, going to drive right in the lane, kicks it short corner to Porter, 12-footer on the way, too hard. Davies the rebound, Millard can regain the lead. Brant Stevens hands out to Davies. Back to Stevens, and a timeout called by Coach Rhodes. A Drew Bay Chevrolet timeout called, and if it's a full timeout, we'll take it. Looks like it is. With 6:42 to go in the game, it's the Duchesne 38, Millard 37 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Kings Peak is the tallest mountain in Utah, standing at 13,528 feet. It's located right here in Duchesne County. We at Kings Peak Credit Union want to help you reach your highest financial point. We have been proudly serving our community since 1955 by providing quality services, loans, and tools to build a dependable future. Our dedication to Duchesne County and the surrounding areas lets us lift our members and the residents here to new heights. Kings Peak Credit Union is here to help with your next financial adventure.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Dennis Aldridge coming out of the Drew Bay Chevrolet timeout. Northeastern Counseling would like to remind everyone that family bonding time is one of the best ways to prevent underage drinking. Millard basketball out of that timeout with they trail Duchesne by 1 here in this 2A quarterfinal. Winner moves on to play Kanab at 9-10 tomorrow night in the semifinals after Kanab beat APA West Valley 72-59 earlier today. It's a little signature real estate score update for you. Hunter Rhodes in the corner. Picks it up, comes out to Davies on the elbow. Davies dribbles left to right in the lane. Pump fake, now goes up too hard. Rebound tipped up, and Crum has it for Duchesne.
We mentioned off air, Davies needs to score points. He averages 10. He hasn't got any in the game.
Yeah.
That's the first time he's really challenged anybody. So
another 10-point average for Duchesne is Cade Gines. He hasn't scored in the game. Yeah. Gines pulls up at the 15-foot mark. Round the rim, no good. And the rebound to Stevens for Millard. So the third scorer for both these teams not scoring yet. Jep Young gets his hand in the passing lane and steals the pass.
Looking for a backdoor cut by Rouse, which normally is there, but not with Jep Young today.
Davis up top. Under 6 to go in the game. 1-point Duchesne lead. Davis off the screen by Young. Goes left side to Crum. Down the lane to Young. Puts it up. Foul by Davies. That'll be his 4th. And Jep Young's going back to the free throw line.
They missed the previous foul. Again, off that action down low. The low post player Porter takes on that zone or double team and shoves it to the inside. And then that time he really hit it hard. Maybe a foul call, but wasn't called. And then Jep Young capitalizes it coming down the lane because the defense has been backed off.
Young makes the first one.
They're keeping him from making baskets, but he's making a lot out of the free throw line as a result.
Yes, he is, as he makes that one as well. In fact, at the free throw line in this game, he is now 9 for 9, has 13 points. Left side high is Stevens. Off the screen, nothing on the roll. Comes up top to Gillens. Right side high, Davies. Guarded by Porter. Comes out to Ralphs. Ralphs goes left wing Gillens. He'll launch a quick 3 off the back of the rim. No good. Stevens the rebound for Millard. Up top Davies. Left side to Ralphs. Out to Gillens. Right side. Hands off to Stevens. He'll take a quick 3. Knocks it down. A Dixie Power 3-pointer. Brent Stevens ties the game.
I believe that's his first 3 of the ball game. Probably first point since the first quarter.
Yes, it is. Had 6 in the first quarter. That's his first basket since. 40-40 on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. 5:05 to go. Parker Crum goes right wing to Giants. Pump fake. Rhodes flies by. One dribble. 3 on the way. He snuck it over the front of the rim with a Dixie Power three-pointer. Cade Giants' first points of the game. Back the other way now comes Millard. Davies up top. Left wing to Rouse. Hands off to Gillens. Gillens off the curl. 15-footer. Off the back of the rim, no good. Right, rebound tipped out, and Gillens has it. Up top, Davies. Straight away 3. He rattles it in. Taylor Davies, the Dixie Power three-pointer. His first points.
That shot by Gillens was drastically altered by Jep Young in the lane. He shot it higher than he normally does because Jep Young was standing there.
4:25 to go. Left wing is Crum. Fake left, going to drive right. Got cut off on the junction. Kicks it out to Davis. Pump fake. Defense flies by. He picks it up. Lobs out for Crum. Crum guarded by Rhodes. Looking to drive. Not there. Able to curl around him. Picks it up. Double teams there. Kicks it to Gines. And Gines will skip it over to Davis. Defense sags. He'll drive in. Euro step, and he takes the traveling's going to be the call as he took the bump. Took an extra step. 7th Duchesne turnover.
Oh, wow.
Hunter Gardner into the game for Preston Davis.
That just as easily could have been the 5th foul or 4th foul on Davies.
That would be his 5th. He has 4.
5th foul. He kind of stepped into him a little bit.
Millard has a chance to regain the lead. We're tied at 43, under 4 minutes to go in this 2A quarterfinal game. Right wing is Rouse. Defense sagging, goes in the corner to Davies. Up top, Stevens. He'll lob for Rhodes. Rhodes guarded by Gines. Skips it over to Davies on the left wing. Going to drive in left to right. Puts up the runner. Got it to go. Taylor Davies with 5.
Stepping up at the right time. Again, he likes to drive. That's his game. That time he puts up a little 5-foot runner.
Millard back in front. 45-43. Left junction is Young. High-low action to Dallin Porter for the easy right-hand layup to tie it up.
That's the thing that they'll do against the zone. They bring Jep Young to that high post, and he turns and drops down low. It's a killer.
Tied at 45. Stevens drives right side. Blocked on the shot. Rebound by Porter.
Challenge Jep Young, and Jep Young come up big.
3:07 to go in the game. We're tied at 45. Duchesne can regain the lead. Gines goes left side high to Gardner. Out to Crum. Back to Gardner. Defense sagging. He'll dribble in. Kicks it left side to Porter. Back out to the wing to Gines. Gines going to fake left. Dribbles right. Goes out to Crum. He'll set for 3. Round the rim. No good. Rebound tipped over by Stevens. Saved by Gardner for Duchesne. Out to Crum. Poked away by Rhodes. Crum able to regather it at the timeline.
That's what we're talking about. That Duchesne's coming up with all the free balls. Their hustle.
2:35 to go. Gardner up top. Pump fake. Goes right wing to Gines. Looking to drive baseline. Cut off by Ralphs. Looking for Young inside. Not there. Back to Gardner up top. Dribbles in. Back to Gines. Pump fake. Dribbles inside. Lost the basketball. Got it back, and he traveled as he was trying to regather.
Yeah, kind of lost control of that there. Wheeled and dealed trying to find somebody. Nobody there. I think this is going to be a close game.
2:22 to go. We're tied at 45 on the Kern River Gas scoreboard.
It could come down to the last seconds again, like normal.
Brant Stevens calls out the offense. Yo-yo's up top. Guarded by Crum. Looking to drive right. Now spins on the junction. 15-foot fadeaway and got it to go. Brant Stevens with 11.
Like I said, he steps up and does what he has to. Content to let the game come to him.
47-45 Millard. Gardner gets in the lane. Goes to the corner to Gines. Guarded by Stevens. He'll work his way back around up top. Goes right wing to Gardner. Dribbles in. Got cut off on the baseline. Goes high post to Young. 15-footer. Knocks it down. Tie game. Young with 15 and a timeout called with 1:41 to go in the game on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. We are all tied up 47-47. Drew Bay Chevrolet timeout. A great vehicle at a great price. That's Drew Bay Chevrolet in Delta. I'll tell you what, these 7-2 matchups are proving to be good. Down in 3A, they're tied at 40 with Richfield and Juab. There's a Signature Real Estate score update.
Tough games, yeah.
A lot of fun, that's for sure. State tournament action, that's where we're at. Larson Haslam Dental and Roosevelt is accepting new patients. Dr. Jake Richardson is ready to help you and your family with all your dental needs. Call 722-0101 to make an appointment. Coach Hoops calls this timeout. What's he trying to set up now defensively?
Defensively, more of the same, I think, what you're doing there. They've got to slow Stevens down. Stevens has come on here now, and he's making some things happen. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the defense more up in his face than it has been. They kind of left him a little bit alone because he wasn't doing anything. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see him come up on him a little bit.
Millard basketball out of the Drew Bay Chevrolet timeout. Pass comes into Stevens. Little pressure now by Crum. Stevens able to go around him. Gets across the timeline and sets up the offense. 1:33 to go. We're tied up at 47. Stevens driving right side. Gets cut off. Taking some bumps by Crum. Nothing backdoor. Looking for some help. He'll lob it out to Rhodes. Coach Hoops wanted a 5-second call. Didn't get it. Now Davies.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Duchesne go to a hack-a-shack. They've got 6 fouls to give before there's any shooting.
Left wing Gillens. Dribbles in, not there, goes to the corner to Davies. Davies dribbles right, or left to right, kicks it out to Stevens. Got Crum to fly by, 15-foot runner, too hard. Young the rebound for Duchesne. 1:05 to go.
Just goes over the top of everybody to get that ball.
Giants passes for Gardner, but Gardner cut away, and it goes right to Ralphs. The 9th Duchesne turnover.
Only a couple of possessions left in this ball game.
Coach Rhodes calls timeout. It will be a full timeout, so we'll take it. A Drew Bay Chevrolet timeout. Drew Bay Chevrolet and Delta. Great vehicle at a great price on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. 53 seconds to go in this quarterfinal. Millard 47, Duchesne 47 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
When Uinta Basin Healthcare was built from humble beginnings in 1944, healthcare looked very different than it does today. Patients in rural areas often had to travel long distances for critical care. Uinta Basin Healthcare invested in new technologies and equipment, like ambulances, to better access medical services in the community. With the opening of the new Vernal ER, Uinta Basin Healthcare continues to invest in our local communities and provide quality healthcare to all we serve. Uinta Basin Healthcare, caring for our communities, investing in you.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Dennis Aldridge. Appreciate Freedom Realty. They cover all of Northeast Utah for your real estate needs. Offices in Duchesne, Roosevelt, and Vernal to serve you. Call anytime at 435-738-3000. If you're Coach Rhodes now, 53 seconds left. What are you setting up?
A scoring play. No, I mean, you got 32 seconds, so there's only a couple of possessions left. You got to get something here. You got to get something big. Duchesne could hack away. Like I said, they've got 5 fouls to give. They could take time off this clock by hacking away on them if they wanted to.
Kenyon Gillens brings it across the timeline. Goes left wing to Stevens, guarded by Crum. Stevens crosses over, now picks it up, comes back out to Gillens. He'll go off the screen. Nope, rejects the screen. Hands off left side to Rhodes. Rhodes hounded by Gines. Hands off back to Ralphs, right wing to Davies. 11 seconds in the shot clock. Gillens goes back to Davies. Fake right, gonna drive left. Kicks it to Ralphs. 15-footer, nails it! Michael Ralphs, the big basket. He has 4 points. Millard up by 2. And Coach Hoops calls a timeout with 21 seconds left. Millard leading 49-47. We'll keep it right here.
I think it's Millard called the timeout, didn't they?
Well, they had the ball, so Millard couldn't have called the timeout.
Well, both coaches are trying to call a timeout when the ball goes through. Hoops ran right out in the middle of the court one time trying to get the time, but Millard had it in too quick. So, wow.
So, either way, somebody called a timeout with 21 seconds left. Millard leading now by 2, and Duchesne basketball. So, obviously, Duchesne, you're just expecting inside play.
Something out of Jeff Young. Get the ball to him. If it's a zone, you get him at the high point. Get him the ball, let him turn and look, either the basket, the drive, dump down inside. If it goes man-to-man, you run that little press play on the baseline that they've been working. The defender backs him off, Porter backs him off, Young gets it, lays it in. So either way, it's got to go through Jeff Young.
Jeff Young has 15, Dallin Porter has 15.
Yeah.
2 bigs have gotten it done today for Duchesne.
But that's because of Jeff Young's play.
Yeah.
He's the MVP here in this game for Duchesne, in my opinion. Because even though Porter's got the points, it's come off of Jeff Young's play.
Yeah.
And I still think it has to go through him right here.
Again, that's a Drew Bay Chevrolet timeout. We appreciate Uinta Basin Healthcare, proud to sponsor Duchesne High School's boys and girls basketball teams by investing in those they serve. They're committed to caring for the community. 49-47, Millard 2-point advantage with 21 seconds left. Duchesne ball coming out of the Drew Bay Chevrolet timeout.
The Millard will try and take some time off with a little bit of a man-to-man. I don't know if they'll stay in at the half court. Looks like they're going to stay in the man-to-man, so look for Jeff.
Gines goes left wing to Davis, who checked in. Down to 12 seconds. Up top to Crum.
Now they back into his zone.
Crum backing down Gillens. Out to Gines. 7 seconds left. Gines drives in. Puts it up off the back of the rim. Got it to go. 3 seconds left. Coach Rhodes calls timeout with 2.2 seconds left as Cade Gines ties the game on the hanging runner down the lane.
Gines, that's a great play. We're all worried about Jeff Young. Gines comes down the lane and lays in a 5-foot runner. That's coming up big too, man.
2.2 seconds to go. Another Drew Bay Chevrolet timeout called. Drew Bay Chevrolet will make sure you get a great deal, a great vehicle, and a great experience at a price you're happy with. That's Drew Bay Chevrolet in Delta. They're going to add a second onto the clock, so 3.2 seconds to go, and it's the length of the floor for Millard. What are you trying to do if you're Coach Rhodes?
Well, we've seen Rhodes hit these kinds of shots from half court, although he needs to remember this is a college half court, and so it's a bit farther. But we've seen him do it against Gunnison a couple of times and other teams where they get him the ball. He gets just across half court, and he can be deadly from there. He practices the shot. So it's probably got to go to Rhodes. If not, you got to come to
You get
Stevens.
him on a run out to try to give him an opportunity to catch it going to the basket.
If you can get her done, yeah.
Quick Signature Real Estate score update. Richfield is up on Juab 44-42 with a minute left in that game down in Cedar City. 7-2 battles.
Now, we've talked about Rhodes and Stevens. Maybe it's somebody else just like for Duchesne right there. Maybe it's one of the other players that ends up coming up big here.
Well, Michael Rouse hit the big one a minute ago.
The only thing you don't want to do is give the ball to Duchesne off the inbound play.
Rhodes is inbounding. Nobody's guarding Davies, and now Duchesne realizes it. Rhodes to inbound. Bounces it into Gillens. Gillens works his way across the half-court line, throws it up at the buzzer, off the top of the backboard, and free basketball here in Salt Lake. We'll take the break on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. We're all tied up after 4 quarters, 49-49. Millard Duchesne in the 2A quarterfinals on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and V6 Media.
Hi, I'm Brett Collister, CTE Director for Millard and Tintic School Districts. Do you know what CTE pathways are offered at your school? Career and Technical Education provides career exploration and guidance through 35 different CTE pathways. Students who take 2 or more CTE classes have a 96% graduation rate, and over 75% of CTE learners enroll in post-secondary education, giving students a step up in their chosen career fields. To learn more about these career pathways, talk to your CTE teachers and school counselors.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. Bookmark TeamHive.live, Utah's new home for streaming high school sports and other events. Powered by Centricom Local 10.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Community College, Robert Lovell with you alongside Dennis Aldridge. To overtime we go. Jeff Young jumping for Duchesne. Michael Rouse for Millard. We're tied at 49 on the Kern River Gas scoreboard, and it's going to be tipped out of bounds by Jeff Young. Rouse actually got the initial touch, then Young just overpowered it, and out of bounds it goes.
Swatted it, yeah.
So Millard basketball.
It won't matter who gets the first possession here. It's going to come down to the last possession for somebody.
Brant Stevens goes left wing to Rouse. Looking back door, nothing there. Comes out to the wing to Rhodes. Hands off to Stevens. Stevens going to go around with a curl. Tries to pass over, knocked it out of bounds by his own teammate. A Millard turnover.
Yeah, Gillen setting short was in front of Rouse. I think the pass was intended for Rouse, and Gillen stuck a hand up thinking it was coming to him.
Again, throughout the game, we're looking for our Fillmore City Millard player of the game and the State Bank of Southern Utah sub of the game. Jeff Young on the high post, lobs inside for Porter, working on Stevens. Got him in the air, misses off the glass. Rebound Rhodes. Millard back the other way. Bounce that up ahead to Davies. To the wing to Rhodes. Skips it over to Gillens. Right side high. Hands off on the wing to Stevens. High post to Rouse. Rouse working on Young. Kicks it left corner to Stevens. Off the screen. Pull up. Nothing on the shot. Tries to lob inside. Knocked away by Young. Young hit that again and able to come down with it.
Yep.
Huge.
That was 3 great defensive plays in one possession for Jeff Young.
Gardner right wing. Under 3 to go in the game. Still tied at 49. No points yet here in overtime.
Millard really socking it down inside.
Gines drives in, puts it up, off the glass, got it to go. Cade Gines with 7.
Davies tried to pull the offensive foul, but they did not call it. There was contact and he went to the ground, but did not get the call.
51-49 Duchesne. Up top, Gillens. Right side, high Rouse. To the wing he goes to Rhodes. Deep three. Off the back of the rim, no good. And Porter the rebound for Duchesne.
That's the first shot by Rhodes in quite a while.
Yes, it is. Gardner across the timeline. 2:25 to go. 51-49. High post Young. Right wing Gines. Gines picks it up. Goes right junction to Young. Gonna drive left side. Puts it up. Off the glass. Too hard. Rebound bounces around. Saved by Gardner into Porter.
All the 50% balls, they're getting them all. They are out hustling the Millard Eagles.
Duchesne resets. Gines up top. Left wing to Crum. Dribbles inside the lane. Ball got poked away. Rhodes has it up ahead to Gillens. And Gillens with the right side layup ties it up at 51. 7 now for Gillens. We've had 7 lead changes and 6 ties in this game.
We might have a few more before we're done here.
Gardner goes right wing to Crum. Up top to Gardner. Dribbles in the left side. Got cut off. Goes high post to Young. 16-footer. Nails it. He has 17 to lead Duchesne.
He's never been this dominant in the games with Millard. He's never been this dominant offensively.
Stevens off the screen. Able to curl it back into Rouse. Lost his footing. Kicks it out to Gillens. Gillens drives left side. Now reverses into the corner. Hands to Rhodes for 3. Short off the rim. High rebound. Davies has it for Millard. Out to Gillens. 53-51 Duchesne. 1:08 to go in overtime. Off the curl. Rhodes dribbles right to left. Scoop with the left hand. No good, but a foul called, and that'll be the 4th on Jeff Young. And Rhodes goes back to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Maybe a little late in the ball game, but that's a key foul right there. They can get to a double overtime.
It's big for Rhodes to get back, I think, to get to the free throw line and try to see if that gets him going again.
Yeah.
He has a game-high 24, but only scored 6 points in the second half and only 2 in the fourth quarter. Hits the first one. He's now 5 for 5 from the free throw line. 1:03 to go in overtime. Preston Davis into the game for Duchesne as Gardner checks out. One more free throw from Rhodes to tie it. Good. Rhodes with 26, and we're tied at 53.
Thing you haven't seen from Millard tonight, it's too late now, but they haven't done any of their full court and their half court trapping. They haven't done any of that. And I think, again, that's the presence of Jeff Young and the inability to control him.
Gines drives right around Rhodes and gets it to go off the glass. Gines with 9, all in the fourth quarter or overtime.
But even on those drives like that, the defense is staying on.
Stevens for 3 off the screen. Off the rim, no good. Davies, the offensive rebound. Swatted away, just taken away by Jeff Young.
Right out of his hands.
Rhodes trying to put pressure on. Now Gillens will come foul. The Duchesne crowd on their feet here at Salt Lake Community College.
It was a good fake by Davies to get Jeff Young in the air. Then as he goes back up, Jeff Young just comes down and takes the ball away.
Just a 16 foul. Coach Hoops wants to talk about it. It's a full timeout. We'll take it. 29.7 seconds to go in overtime on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. Duchesne 55, Millard 53 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and V6 Media.
Edge Tire Pros in Nephi is the smart choice for a new set of tires for your pickup, work vehicle, or passenger car. The technicians at Edge Tire Pros provide trustworthy service on oil changes, brake work, and suspension accessories like lift kits, bed liners, and custom rims. Choose from a wide variety of tires including Cooper, BF Goodrich, and Michelin with a nationwide warranty on free flat tire repair, free rotation, and free road hazard. For a limited time, get the Edge Bronze Oil Change for just $19.99. Edge Tire Pros across the street from Parks Home Furnishings on Main Street in Nephi.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
On the 7-2 3A matchup, 2 seconds left at SUU. Juab leads Richfield 46-44. That's the 7 leading the 2. We've got the 7 leading the 2 here in overtime. Duchesne 55, Millard 53, and Duchesne basketball. And the next Millard foul will put Duchesne on the line.
And they don't have to shoot the ball here because the possession arrow, the time clock and the play clock is the same. It's 29.7. Millard's probably going to have to try to defend here for a minute and then put him at the free throw line, but not Jeff Young. Whatever you do, put somebody else at the free throw line if you're Millard.
Davis to inbound on the near sideline. Rhodes will guard him. Nothing into the backcourt. And able to get it in ahead to Dallin Porter. And the ball's knocked out of his hands, out of bounds. Remains Duchesne ball.
They're screaming for a foul, but they're not going to get that call right now.
27 seconds left. Davis again will inbound on the near side. Rhodes guards. Bounces into the backcourt to Crum. Crum guarded by Stevens. Crum will be fouled. So that'll send Parker Crum to the line to shoot 1-1.
Well,
it's going to go on Brant Stevens. That's just his first.
It's not Jeff Young.
That's right.
They might make them both, but you got to try somebody new.
Crum has not shot a free throw in this game. Here's the front end for Parker Crum. Round the rim, no good. Rebound tipped out by Young, and Porter has it for Duchesne. Out to Davis. And now Gillens will foul Davis, and Davis will go to the line to shoot 1-1.
All the extra possessions are going to Duchesne. They have been the more aggressive team. They have been the more energetic team, except for the first quarter.
Yeah.
But since then, they have been the team.
So Davis steps out to the free throw line for the first time this game on the 8th team foul. Here's the front end. That one's good, and that one was big. 4 points for Davis. Kings Creek Credit Union in Roosevelt was formed to help local people with their financing needs. They want to help you with your next financial adventure and help you achieve your greatest financial heights. That's Kings Peak Credit Union. Timeout called. We're going to keep it right here with 17.2 seconds left. We do have a signature real estate score update for you. A final. Number 7 Juab knocks off number 2 Richfield 46-44 in the 3A bracket. Two great games here in these 2-7 matchups.
What can you say? Yeah, and teams that are familiar with themselves, each other, just like these two teams are familiar with each other. And again, in these kinds of ball games, I tend to like the lower seed because they've lost to that team before, like here, and they work harder on the things they need to work on to overcome that team. And it's tough to beat a team multiple times in a year that way. Same thing that Duchesne is doing here. They have perfected the things that worked for them, and they're working it to a T here against Millard. And Millard just struggling to stay with them right now. Make this free throw. It's a 4-point ball game. Maybe salts it away.
Worth noting, Duchesne, no timeouts left. Millard has one. It is one more free throw for Preston Davis for Duchesne. He's been huge off the bench today for Duchesne.
They're going to get Jeff Young out of there. They don't want a rebound foul.
So Davis steps up to shoot free throw number 2. Duchesne leading 56-53. Second one, good. 2-possession game as Preston Davis calmly knocks down both free throws. This is the largest lead of the game for Duchesne.
Yeah, 4 points is enough. Millard has to get a 2-point quick, 3-point if they can come up with it.
Pressure now by Duchesne. Gillens up ahead to Rhodes. Rhodes for 3 off the screen. Nothing but net. A Dixie Power 3-pointer. Hunter Rhodes with 29 and a timeout called by Coach Rhodes. That's the final timeout of the game for either team. And a huge 3-pointer there from Hunter Rhodes. The Dixie Power triple. Never use an electric appliance around water and call Blue Stakes at 811 to have your utility lines marked before you dig in your yard or property with Dixie Power. Big 3 there for Rhodes.
Yeah, it really was. Comes off the screen, turns and shoots, totally relaxed. That's been lacking for 2 quarters.
Yep.
And that's good defense on him all over the place, but that time there was no hesitation. Catch the ball, turn, shoot.
And an NBA 3, by the way. So the blue line out here is the men's college line. Mm-hmm. And so the NBA line is just a little bit further out than that, but that was a deep 3 by Rhodes.
Well, over the years, anywhere inside the half-court line, he's open. So
yeah.
He's not shooting quite as many of those way outside as he has in the past. But, again, very relaxed, well done. But now you got to hack, hope for a missed shot, no timeouts, get the ball up the court and go.
And he did it with 10 seconds, which is also crucial because that does give you the time to be able to play defense, and foul, and then still have time to,
but not Davis,
in theory, get an offense.
Not Davis and not Young. They've proven themselves.
That's right. 18 fouls, so the next one will only still be 1-1. It is full court pressure by Millard. It'll be Davis to inbound for Duchesne. 57-56, Duchesne leads Millard on the Kern River Gas scoreboard. Looking for Gines. They're able to bounce it into him, and he will be fouled by Gillens. That'll be his 4th.
Had to do it. You got no time otherwise.
So Cade Gines has not shot a free throw in the game as well. He will head to the free throw line.
He looks composed. He's saying, I got this.
He's had a huge fourth quarter in overtime.
If he comes up with the 2, though, that's still the 3-point lead.
Yeah.
Again, we could have a second overtime.
Hunter Gardner into the game for Preston Davis. Want Gardner's defense. 9 seconds left in overtime. Front end of the 1-and-1 for Gines. Nails it. He has 10, all of them in the fourth quarter or overtime.
Wow.
He takes a deep breath as he catches the ball from the official, steps back up to the line. Second free throw. Good. 3-point game. 59-56 Duchesne. Pressure by the Duchesne Eagles. They get it to Stevens. Quickly back to Gillens. Down to 6 seconds. Gillens left side down to 4 to Rhodes. Rhodes deep 3 with a hand in his face. Off the glass. No good. Porter the rebound. He's fouled with less than a second on the clock. And it looks like Duchesne is headed to the semifinals.
They played a great game here. They really have. Been some great individual and great team performances here today.
The foul goes on Taylor Davies. That will be his 5th as he fouls out with 0.2 seconds left. Heartbreak for Millard. Second year in a row as the 2 seed, dropping in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, but hand it to Duchesne, though. I mean, they've refined their game to a point that they are in control. They look like the 2 seed because of what they've done with their game. And that's the aspect of having lost in the past, is they've refined that game and they've made the most out of the big fellers inside.
Big hug between Jeff Young and Parker Crum as they can feel it. Winner moves on to play Kanab as Kanab now exits the arena knowing they're going to play Duchesne. Porter first free throw off the rim, no good. Millard will drop to play APA West Valley in the consolation bracket. Second free throw, no good. Gillens will touch it, and that will do it. 59-56 your final. Number 7 Duchesne upsets number 2 Millard in the quarterfinals and advances to tomorrow night's semis at 9:10 p.m. Millard will drop into the consolation bracket at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon as the Duchesne student section rushes the court to cheer on their team.
And promptly gets pushed right back off again.
Coach Hoop says, you got to go.
Yeah.
We'll take the break and come back with a Sunrise Engineering postgame show next. 59-56 final on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and V6 Media.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
Discover squeaky cheese, hand-dipped ice cream, and family-friendly bathrooms all at the Creamery, Beaver's Cheese Store. With an expanded storefront, you can explore our farm-to-table story, sample our signature cheeses, enjoy breakfast or lunch at the Creamery kitchen, or shop some of Utah's favorite products from specialty cheeses to local honey and jam. Stop on in and discover what the excitement is all about. Visit the Creamery in Beaver at 165 South, 500 West, now open Sundays noon to 6 and extended hours Thursdays and Fridays until 8 p.m.
Attention job seekers. Are you looking for a career that will challenge and excite you every day? Look no further than Strata Networks. We are now hiring for a variety of positions in an industry that is fast-paced and always evolving. If you're ready for new opportunities and the chance to grow, visit us online at stratanetworks.com/careers or call 435-622-5007 for more information. Don't miss out on this exciting chance to join the Strata Networks team. Strata Networks. We connect lives.
Having a strong support team that you can trust can make or break an individual outcome. Just like on a sports team, our healthcare team at the Delta and Fillmore Community Hospitals are dedicated to provide quality care close to home on an individual basis. From our physicians to our nursing staff, along with our technicians and many other healthcare professionals, our team is ready to provide the best quality care for our friends, neighbors, and local athletes in Millard County. Intermountain Delta Community and Fillmore Community Hospitals providing a strong, dedicated team for you.
You know what's better than a hardware store? A hardware store with a lumber mill. And even better, a hardware store lumber mill that carries top-rated Benjamin Moore and Clark Kensington paint. Plus, their color matching technology allows them to match any color. And you know what's better than an Ace hardware store? A locally owned Ace hardware store. Fish Lake Lumber in Beaver.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Brian the Brain needs your help. Underage drinking harms developing brains. That's why it's so important to talk with your kids about alcohol as early as 9, so their futures stay bright.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Dennis Aldridge. Your final in overtime. Number 7, Duchesne, 59. Number 2, Millard, 56. This is the Sunrise Engineering postgame show, creating solutions that work in relationships that last. Learn more at sunrise-eng.com. Dennis, your takeaway from this one?
Well, another classic, another three-point ball game, tied all the way overtime. Different result in who won the ball game. But again, like I've said several times, I think Duchesne has done an excellent job preparing for Millard, and they've gotten a little bit better each time with their game plan and trying to deal with what Millard does. And they really took Millard's game away. You saw no you saw no full court pressing. You saw no half court trapping, and you go man to man. Jep Young does something to you. You go zone to cover up Jep Young, and he still finds a way. They've adapted to everything that Millard did. And I think they just have done an excellent job in that prep. And it shows here with a 3-point win, finally, after 2 years of not being able to get her done in tight ball games, every one. So good job for Duchesne, and like we've mentioned, after the first quarter, they were the more aggressive, the more energetic, and the better team.
Let's take a look at our final stats here in this one. Again, we appreciate the stat gurus down there. I don't know who's doing it, but Brad James is down in Cedar, so we've got someone else up here helping us out. We appreciate them. As again, Duchesne gets the win, leading the way there for Duchesne. Jep Young finishes with 17 points, 6 rebounds, and Dallin Porter 15 points and 11 rebounds, a double-double. Those two guys inside, and as you said, Jep Young, the key there, but they just owned the inside.
They really did, and it's more for Jep Young. I mean, blocks, rebounds, altered shots. All of those things, that elder shots aren't in here, but they're as good as a block.
Yep.
And the fact that Millard's bigs wouldn't even come in and challenge him. So Jep Young did a wonderful job.
11 points for Cade Gines, all in the fourth quarter or overtime.
Wow.
7 points for Parker Crum. And then you've got 5 points for Preston Davis and 2 points apiece for Coulter Giles and Hunter Gardner for Duchesne. They end up shooting nearly 48% from the